Hello, everybody. It's the Phantom Group. This is Merlin here, and I've got some wonderful people with me. I've got the lovely Phoenix Kai, the Flaming Bird himself.
Right, hey.
I've got the King of the Swords and the Seas, though I do like Mihawk a little bit better. Zoro Fanboy 124,
Nothing wrong with that. How's it going, guys?
and of course, the anime hero, classic North Star.
Manly.
of course, Manly. Yeah, but the topic today, guys, is pretty standard. There's been a lot of news lately. Of course, we've got the new movie that's coming out. It's going to get a wide release in theaters, just like Battle of the Gods did. That's Frieza: Resurrection of F, which is Resurrection of Frieza. I don't know why they call it that. It's silly. But then, of
Sounds
course,
cool.
we sounds cool. We've got also some new chapters and even a new anime series probably coming out pretty soon. So they're finally getting the hint and embracing the franchise, and it seems like everybody's really excited about it. And there's going to be plenty more of new Dragon Ball content that Akira Toriyama is going to be behind. So, yeah, let's talk about that. What do you guys think about that? Kai, go first. What are your general thoughts?
Man, I'm also excited, yet I'm kind of scared. The reason why I say I'm excited, of course, because it's Dragon Ball Z. There's new material. None of that Kai or none of that just make it look glossy.
Straight GT.
Yeah, we just have like some new material, but at the same time I'm kind of scared because I don't want like Vegeta and Goku, doing all the fighting and they get the new transformations while the side characters they're just left in the sidelines. They're like, damn, I mean, come on, you think at least Yamcha can redeem himself? People be like, man, Yamcha sucks, but if he can redeem himself on here, I think he'll have maybe a bigger fan base.
Wait, Kai. Wait. Are you telling me? Are you telling me that your biggest concern is that Yamcha gets to redeem himself? This is Kai. This is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of things about this new Dragon Ball franchise, but I really hope that Yamcha finally gets the turnaround.
I mean, come on, man.
But it's not gonna happen, man. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna go back to his baseball.
No, Kai. No,
He's gonna play his baseball, and that's gonna be it, dude. That's it.
I'm serious though. What makes you say that specifically? Do you really want that to happen though?
I just want like the human characters to at least do something instead of like the Saiyans or Piccolo
All
or.
right, guys, listen. Not only are the humans not gonna do anything, but Gohan isn't gonna do anything.
Oh man,
Gohan in one of the latest Dragon Ball Z lead up to the F movie chapters, he said he didn't even know if he can go Super Saiyan.
Wait a minute. Wait. Time out.
If he could go Super
Wait.
Saiyan.
Time out. Fuck the Super Saiyan. Why can't he go Mystic Gohan?
That's another. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not trying to like change the subject, but why can't he just go Mystic? But anyway, I'm just gonna say, hey, I just hope like more characters, do something instead of like everybody riding on Vegeta's and Goku's dick. But from what you guys saying, it's not gonna happen. But whatever.
You're probably right, man. But I agree with you. I hope that the side characters do get to do something. Zoro, any particular thoughts, man?
I mean, I just don't think the side characters can do anything at this point. I mean, what could they possibly do? They're gonna have to expand their roster, and like, it seems like this series, if it does come out, which it seems like it is, they have a name and everything. If they do it, they're gonna have to expand the Dragon Ball universe. This whole like universe with different destruction gods might come into play, which might just completely open the door to a lot of possibilities. But if that's the case, then Earth is going to look small in comparison to the entire universe, basically, right? And all these other universes that they're going to have to fight in. And it's mainly going to be a Goku Vegeta thing. I mean, and maybe Piccolo, maybe?
Maybe.
But that's it. Like, Gohan seemingly just is doing his studies, whether you want to criticize him for not really, taking his birthright, so to speak, or not, whatever. It is what it is. We know Gohan's deal by this point. Yeah. But it seems like it's just going to be Vegeta and Goku, and that worries me. It means like they're going to have to introduce a lot of new characters to kind of make up for that empty space. And maybe we'll see Goku and Vegeta travel to different dimensions and stuff and fight and try to be the strongest in the entire universe. Maybe we'll get some stuff with Goten and Trunks, possibly. Maybe they'll come along. Who knows? Maybe even Pan. I don't know. Who the hell knows? But I'm kind of excited for the possibilities in the terms of the world, right? But I'm curious to see where this is going to go, and I'm not going to really judge it beforehand. I can't really say too much yet. But that's just my personal thoughts on it. What about you, Hero?
Yes, Hero, please.
Well, my personal thoughts are just like everybody's. I'm just wondering what's gonna happen to the rest of the characters. If it's just gonna be the Goku and Vegeta show, I'm thinking it's not Dragon Ball Super. It's like Goku and Vegeta Super is what this is. But
Yeah.
I'm just concerned because I know the problem here. The main characters they're just too weak in comparison to the main two, and we've seen this in a couple of other series as well, where the two main leads kind of overshadow the other characters, such as like the series we talked about before, Get Backers, like Ban and Ginji kind of surpass every of the other lead characters. But here's the thing, there is one show that I've encountered that utilizes its minor characters to its fullest potential and it still get equal share of screen time, and that is the Kinnikuman Man series or Ultimate Muscle or whatever. Because the original Kinnikuman Man, I don't know how it did it, but it has more than 10 main characters, all fighters, and they each managed to get their own share of their arcs. And I'm thinking,
I don't know if you ever heard about One Piece, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, I know One Piece is the current one. But I'm talking about Kinnikuman Man. The Kinnikuman Man precedes Dragon Ball, and I'm thinking the two series have so much similarities that it's ridiculous. And I'm thinking, like, look, if Kinnikuman Man could do it, I don't see why Dragon Ball can't. I know the problems all because of the power gap, and obviously a lot of special techniques don't really work in Dragon Ball, like telekinesis or any of signature moves of that. But here's the thing, like, why can't they? What could happen is, or at least I'm hoping, they could enter like certain areas, or maybe they fight against certain opponents that reduces the enemy's ki energy like ridiculously amount, or they can't go any higher than a certain limit, stuff like that. Or what if someone's speed is decreased immensely, or someone's you know, basically a bunch of limiters just for the human characters to do, handicaps for the main characters, the side characters.
Or they don't even need to do that though. They don't even need to. All they need to do is, let's just say that the entire most of the Z fighters are going to a planet to fight against a threat, right? They can have some of the weaker enemies fight against the weaker humans, and then have their own fights.
Just give them something to do.
Exactly. Like you know, I'm not. Don't fight Cybermen and Cell Juniors and that stupid crap.
Give them like an equal henchman about their level to fight.
Basically, do the One Piece formula.
Yeah, exactly. Like, give everybody. See, the thing about it is, and this is one of like the issues with some of the writing with Dragon Ball, is the fact that you're right. One of the good things about the early chapters, way back in the day, was that certain techniques actually mattered. You didn't necessarily have to be stronger than somebody to beat them. But now, it's like, you know, you had Chaozu be like, okay, I'm trying to hypnotize Nappa. Oh, it's not working. Why not? Because he's too strong? You're telling me you can't hypnotize Nappa?
Hey.
Nappa. You know, so that, you know, they need to get around that. I think it's just a matter of, I've heard that...
I mean, even in the Bardock movie, they had like these strings that were supposed to decrease their ki energy and everything. But the same goes even with the androids. The way they absorb their ki also through their hands. It's like the shonen rule that no matter what type of logic you apply to them, they'll always come out invincible.
Well, you know, it's very easy. Like, they basically said, I've heard that they're going to try and give the other characters something to do. So I do hope it's not the Vegeta Goku show, because as cool as, like, Zoro's right, expanding the world, expanding the universe, maybe giving us a little more story and background could be awesome. If it's just Goku and Vegeta that are the only real stars that matter, that could actually get kind of boring. So, you know, if you could just find a way to give these human characters some power-ups or make their special techniques matter more, that would be really cool. We want to see everybody do something, not just Goku and Vegeta. Well, we've seen them do enough.
I have one other worry.
Do you think it's... Okay.
The other worry is because Toei, as we all know, its animation hasn't been great since a while now. And the only time it really shows itself as being good is when it comes to movie budgeted shows. And right now, I mean, I'm seeing the series Saint Seiya Soul of Gold, which is an ONA, and it's not looking... It's not bad, but it's like below average too. And I'm thinking, like, Saint Seiya is one of their big properties too. So comparing it to Dragon Ball, I'm kind of wondering how much resources are you going to put into this Dragon Ball Super on a television show? And are you actually going to air it weekly, or is it going to be like a bi-weekly thing like Sailor Moon Crystal and Soul of Gold? So
that's true.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to, definitely, or see what they're going to do with that. But yeah, you're right. Toei's been definitely fucking up lately.
Because I know One Piece is still going weekly, and that's surprising, but can they manage? Really?
One Piece is good. One Piece is going weekly, but if you see the animation from week to week, you cringe a bit.
Oh god, yeah, the animation just varies radically with One Piece.
It does. It's just so like they'll use one scene that's important and they'll put all the money into that scene and everything else is just amateur hour, man. It's so bad.
That's rough.
It is rough. It is rough. But we're just gonna have to see. I think for something as important as Dragon Ball, I don't think they'll skimp out though. I really don't.
Hero, didn't you say they were putting all their money into some like shoujo show? Or
that
something?
wasn't me. That was Zayn. That was Saiyan Z3 that said that.
What was the series he said they were putting money into?
Precure, because they own that too.
Wait, is it Pre-Tier?
No, Precure. Precure.
Okay. Cure. Because Pre-Tier is another show, but because I was thinking, is it doing well? Because I feel like Dragon Ball is a bigger priority. You know,
well, Toei has like so many things under their belt that is ridiculous. They have almost every Shonen Jump series from like the 80s and 90s with them. I mean, they got Slam Dunk, they got One Piece, obviously, they got Dragon Ball, they got Saint Seiya, Fist of the North Star, they got
all the
Hell Teacher Nube, Skull Suitor Mikami, Sailor Moon, even back in the 70s, Captain Harlock, and
damn,
it's ridiculous how much they have, and there's a lot more that I haven't mentioned, which I can't remember them, but the point is, Toei is one of the biggest things ever, and it's kind of sad to see it just decline in quality.
Yeah.
Maybe they're spreading the resources too thin over so many shows now.
That might be it.
Yeah, or
that might be it.
Sucks.
We're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm not looking forward to that. But I don't know. I just hope that this whole new Dragon Ball series. I don't think it is, but I just hope it hasn't just been introduced because you can, and people will pay to see Dragon Ball.
I don't know, because that is an interesting idea, but I feel like this is just something that's been building for a while, because if you notice, the Dragon Ball fandom, of course, has been very persistent over the years. It hasn't really gone away, and I guess in recent years it's just gotten so big they decided to try that one movie, and that was so successful, they're like, hey, let's see if we can bring it back.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. It was a fun experience, and there were some great moments in it. But it was just a fun kind of movie. It wasn't anything too special. From what I hear about the new Frieza movie, apparently some people have seen it, and so far I haven't gotten the best review back yet. I mean, I can't. There hasn't been enough of enough people really saying things about it for me to really critique it or say that. From what I hear so far, it hasn't been getting good feedback. So it kind of makes me worried. I just don't know, because you get the point. We're getting to the point where we have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyans. I mean, I hate to be a broken record, but I just feel like maybe we've gotten to a point where it's just gotten a little.
It's too powerful.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they can find a way to kind of write the series in a way where that works. Where a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan makes sense and can fight something on equal footing.
You know what?
But I don't know.
It's kind
Superman did it first, man.
It's kind of funny. You know what this is now? Like, honestly, Dragon Ball Z got way too powerful way back in the day. I mean, it's obviously way overpowered, but the stuff that's happening now is the stuff we used to joke about a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man,
these do sound like fanfic ideas, man. Like.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, man, they're so powerful, they'll blow up entire universes. Guess what? Multiple universes. Like, they probably can, and it's like, it's so powerful.
That was already ridiculous back then with the Kaioken, the Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Now we're going to, like, Super Saiyan God 1, 2, 3. Then what's next?
Yeah. Beerus is, what do you show, like 6 planets at one point during the movie, during the Battle of the Gods, he got pissed off and he just like blew up 8 planets casually, like as a gag kind of. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this? But I just hope it hasn't gotten to the point where it's gotten too over the top, to where they can't really write a story coherently to really make sense.
The other option, if they start breaking the fourth wall from that point, and just become more of a satire of itself.
That could work.
I don't know. I think a lot of fans would be mad if they did that. A lot of
but then there's also a lot of fans that just want them to go like, they're like Dragon Ball characters are like the most unbeatable characters ever.
Well, they are.
God.
Yeah, the Superman versus Goku death battle is
that's
the indication. That's true. That is true.
Well, that was bullshit.
On the comic world.
It's kind of strong.
Yeah, well, Superman's inconsistent.
That's
He's still
true.
consistent.
We
So,
throwing
Goku.
like 1920 Superman, 1930 Superman. The battle's over, man. Powers was infinite.
Well, yeah. 1950 Superman would just like blow fucking towards your direction. You'll disappear because he. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, Superman's ridiculous.
Superman is ridiculous.
Just like he was like a moving truck for the Earth. Just put that on his back and drag it through the universe. Who the fuck is that?
That's right.
Dude, that reminds me of what we talked about the other day. You know, like the whole Abordo shit.
The world. That's right. The actual world. I'm pretty much with you guys. I mean, of course, I'd love to see some new material and content, but it's like, I don't know. I want it to be good too, you know? And you know what I really want? Like, I think Dragon Ball is a well-written series, honestly, despite its flaws. It's good for what it does. But I've always wanted them to just expand a little more and be a little more like One Piece or Naruto, where there's a little more detail in the background and a little more going on with the fights rather than just the power-ups. Because, like I said, if I wish they would go back. One thing I liked about Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods was that it actually went back to the core of Dragon Ball in the early days, where it was kind of this fun balance of adventure and comedy, but it also did have a kind of a decent story, and it was fun. Now, the cool thing about DBZ is it does get progressively more serious, which is fine, but it also got kind of really simplistic too, and it got trapped. And I'm worried we are kind of heading in that direction. So if they can just try to kind of mix it up a little bit, like Zoro said, and like Hiro said, everybody just kind of mix up the formula a little bit, I think that would be really awesome. Do something different. Don't just rinse and repeat. You know, let's something different. You know. Oh, and there was one thing that did kind of annoy me. Originally, I heard that the movie was supposed to be a full 2 hours. I think isn't the movie only 90 minutes?
I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say. I don't know.
I've been looking up the runtime. Apparently, it's only 90 minutes now. It's like a half an hour shorter than it was supposed to be.
Maybe I gotta get the Blu-ray for that.
I'm just like,
that's 2 hours.
I'm just like, no, really. I'm like, I was like a 2 hour movie. That'd be awesome. You could have some fleshed out story, but if it's just 90 minutes, it's probably just going to be one big brawl then, which is cool, but you know.
Well, basically your concern, Merlin, is that you don't want the characters to be shallow. You want them to have like something an in-depth conversation about them, or something traumatic.
Do sometimes. Yes, they do have some drama in there, but like you know, use this to show how awesome your characters and world are, and not just how powerful things are, because we get it. We get that they're powerful. Let's dial it back just a notch.
So you wanted to kind of go back to the Dragon Ball formula, so to speak?
You know what I've always wanted? I always kind of felt like Dragon Ball was perfect, was absolutely perfect between like the King Piccolo arc and the Saiyan arc, because it was just the right level where they were powerful enough that it was ridiculous, but they were skilled enough and technique still mattered, and they also could have some introspective conversations about their backstory, about their feelings essentially, and there was a little more there, a little more room for different types of storytelling. Whereas, you know, before it was mostly comedy, afterwards it was just pretty much action. I kind of like that when it was just right in the balance, right at the transition. If they could go back to like that, but still have like the Z level of power, I think that could be awesome. I want them to do that.
I feel you, man. I think that hits the nail on the head. I completely agree.
It's just balance, you know. We need balance, like that. And that's the cool thing about like One Piece, you know, a lot of these other shows is that they found that balance. And Dragon Ball, I think, had it for a while, and it kind of struggled towards the end. I honestly feel like we're kind of just continuing some of the worst parts of the Buu saga. It's kind of what I feel like the risk is.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
But
like you said,
my concern is I'm just hoping Dragon Ball doesn't become like to what Shippuden turned out to be. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The longer you run with something, and One Piece has series like that have the risk of doing this the longer you continue, the more convoluted your story is, the harder it is to keep it coherent and make sense. So that's the thing that really worries me is if they're continuing it fine, but try to make it make sense and work. It's tough though because the longer you keep something going, the harder it is to do that. So
yeah, look at The Simpsons, man.
hopefully,
exactly.
Yeah, and that doesn't even have like a storyline. It's just
no, just random shit that happens.
Oh, it's true. Sometimes things do have to end. It's true.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the same thing where we're talking about. Don't you have you ever wondered that Kinnikuman or Kid Muscle look like a combination of Homer Simpson and Goku?
I have seen some pictures of that. Yeah, because the reason I say that is because since Kinnikuman had a Spanish dub for at least 50 some episodes, they do compare him a bit to Homer Simpson.
Awesome. Oh my god, that's kind of perfect.
Oh my god,
That's good. That's good.
the resemblance.
Good question. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. So.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered what we're going to talk about with this video, so we can probably wrap it up. Unless anyone has any other thoughts.
What do you guys think? Any last thoughts?
No.
I'll take that silence.
Don't suck.
Basically, don't suck.
Please, we don't want this to suck.
All right, everybody. Well, this was Merlin here. I've got Kai. Say goodbye, Kai.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Zoro.
Goodbye, Zoro.
Say bye, Hero.
Bye.
All right, everybody. This was us talking about, the new Dragon Ball movie and the franchise as a whole. Let us know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Is it a good thing? Or you guys have the same concerns as us, maybe different concerns? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And, of course, keep subscribing and spreading the word for wonderful content.